Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting to you live inside DPAT's laboratory at Barangay Anonas in the city of Ordanera, the province of Pangasinan, the Republic of the Philippines. Welcome to our second edition of our DPAT's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2. Yush! Hello mga kadipat and good afternoon to all who are watching this live streaming right now on DPAT TV, Don Patrick Aguilar on YouTube. And welcome once again to our live Tamiya Mini Forward Drive Racing action coming at you in a few moments right here on DPAT's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2 with yours truly, Don Patrick Aguilar at the helm, also known as DPAT. Yep, once again, Don Patrick D. Paraguilar here for another set of Tamiya Mini Forward Drive Racing action on the Manic Monday. Although maulan, medyo maulan pa rin, pero at least kahit papano palayo naman na yung bagyong Bising. So out of Philippine area of responsibility already. So I guess makakaalwan naman po yung yung biyahe ng ating mga kababayan. Siyempre, lalo na yung mga bata na papasok sa kanilang mga paaralan. Yan. So mga kadipat, yan nga po, nasa second edition na po tayo, o second live streaming natin ng DTL SMC Season 2. As we take a look at this wonderful track layout designed by yours truly, Don Patrick D. Paraguilar, based on the previous track layouts. Nung nakarang Season 1, actually lang to, parang gumawa lang ako ng ibang variations regarding dun sa, yung sa setup. Regarding doon sa pagka-layout nung in the past. Ngayon ay napahaba lang dahil may mga ibang mga obstacles na nilagay. Yun nga po, may tabletop, composite slope actually. The first time nagagawa tayo ng composite slope, tapos pag landing bouncing straight. So gano'n lang naman po yung mga obstacles sa pagdadaanan ng ating mga stock motor powered racing cars and being entered here. So there are only 7 for now. For now kasi ang ayos lang sa inyo pong lingkod ay 7. Yan ay sina Zeta, Unicosmos, Archer Myrtle, Avatari, Papa Roach, Timac Avatari at si Zenaku. So yung mga yun yung ranking nila as we go along with this live Tamiya Mini Forward Drive Racing action coming at you in a few moments. So ayan. So, let's just recap first. Pasadaan lang natin ng mabilis, just a little bit, yung ating past edition ng nakaraang Season 2 opener ng DTL SMC. In our previous edition, last July 2, yun nga po yung mga naglaban. Ang nangyari doon sa single round robin nila. Ang tournament format natin, single round robin, then top 4 will go to the semifinals outright. Yung bottom 3, tanggal. At the end of elimination round, tanggal yung kulelat na tatlo, then yung top 4 semis yan, 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. And then race for third and then championship race, all are race to 6. Yon. Race to 6 po lahat tayo, all the way hanggang may mag-champion ulit. Ang bawat champion, championship points, 3 points, 2 points pag second place, 1 point pag third place sa aggregate scoring. May pinakamaraming ma-score na auto, yun ang champion of the month. Papasok yan sa Grand Prix. Automatic na sa Grand Prix. Although sina Zeta at saka si Pink Venom pala at saka si Unicosmos or Cosmo Atomica dati, na yon, outright na sa Grand Prix. And dahil nung nakaraang Season 1, silang dalawa lang naman ang naging Champion of the Month awardees. Nung tatlong beses kay Unicosmos at isang beses naman kay, dalawang beses naman kay Venom. Tigalawa actually, Tigalawa sila. Dalawang Champion of the Month awards, yung dalawa. So sila palang dalawa. So magdaragdag tayo siguro ng kahit mga dalawa ulit, no? Alright. So sa pitong na yan, ang mga nakapasok sa top 4 were Zeta, Unicosmos, Archer Myrtle, and Avatari. Top 4. Sila yung tumapos na top 4 at the end of the elimination round in our Season 2 opener. Then in the semifinals round, the matchups were ang naging matchup were Zeta versus Avatari and then Unicosmos versus Archer Myrtle. Yun yung mga naging matchup sa semifinals. Yan. Race for third ay sina Archer Myrtle at Avatari ang naglaban sa championship race. Zeta versus Unicosmos ang naging matchup. And ang mga naging podium finishers, Zeta, the Big Spider, garnered the first championship points of DTL SMC Season 2 with its first 3 points this month of July 2025 on aggregates. Garnering the first championship, second place finish para kay Unicosmos, first 2 points of the month, and first point of the month for Archer Myrtle after finishing third. Alright. So ang top 3 lang ang may podium finish. Alright. So mga kadipak, without further ado, habang tahimik pa po yung paligid, let's proceed right away. Habang kumakain tayo ng arroz caldo. Ay hindi. Actually, hindi naman arroz caldo. Ano lang, lugaw with egg lang. Alright. So, subo muna ako konti. Alright. So, we'll now proceed right away. Wala nang paligoy-ligoy. Simulan na natin ang bakbakan sa ating DPAT's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2. We got race number 1 featuring, ayan, na tayo, mag-flash na tayo. Alright, ang first matchup po natin for today's edition, for today's Manic Monday edition of DCL SMC Season 2, we now have Avatari facing Papa Roach of festivities for our Manic Monday edition of DCL SMC Season 2. Avatari versus Papa Roach is the first matchup in our race number 1. And for this matchup, it's going to be this time lane 1 ang mauuna. Alternate starting lane. By the way, alternate starting lane po ang rules natin pagdating sa DTL SMC for stock motor conference. An alternate starting lane in race number 1, the highest seed car will start at lane 1. Then the proceeding magiging alternate na po yan from then on. Lane 2, pag even numbers, lane 2 ang starting lane ng higher seed, and then yung higher seed naman ay mag-start sa lane 1 kapag odd-numbered race. Odd-numbered race, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, mga ganyan. Sa championship race, obviously, ang starting lane ng higher seed ay lane 1. Alright, for our race number 1, it's going to be Avatari starting at lane 1, Papa Roach starting at lane 2. Once again, lane 1 for Avatari, lane 2 for Papa Roach as their respective starting lanes to start off our festivities here on DCL SMC Season 2, this Manic Monday edition with our race number 1. Switch on. Ready, set, right. Okay, nakasuka. Good. Last lane finger. Final lap. Winner. Papa Roach winning the first of 21 races in our single round robin this edition of DTL SMC Season 2. Papa Roach enacting exact vengeance over Avatari. Yeah. So, loser. So, si Avatari unang lalaban kay Zeta later on. Dito na lang pala. Dito na lang pala yung ibang usok natin. Kasi naka-charge yung aking cellphone medyo lobat pa. Kaya, yun, really. So, it's Zeta versus Avatari for our race number 4. Ayan po. Okay. Race number 2. Record ko pala, tabulate ko pala muna yung results. Opo. Avatari lost to Papa Roach. Race number 2, right away. Alright. Race number 2 will now feature Archer Myrtle taking on T-Mac Avatari. Alright, for our race number 2, it's going to be Archer Myrtle taking on T-Mac Avatari. So it's Blast Arrow versus Aero Avante once again. for our race number 2. Wherein Archer Myrtle will start at lane 2 this time around. And Team Avatar will start at lane 1. Again, it's Archer Myrtle starting at lane 2. And Team Avatar is starting at lane 1 for our race number 2. Sweet spot. Ready, set, go. Sinaka. Go! Sayang. Ang ganda na sana ng simula ni Team Avatar doon. Good start though. It was supposed to be a good start, but unfortunately to no avail after a lap and a half. After 1 lap and a half. So, nahuling natumba. So, siya yung lalaban kay Papa Roach. So, si Archer maghintay ngayon ng loser nung race 3. Or yung mauunang umimbang kung sakaling may draw. Alright. 1 point for both Archer Myrtle and Team Avatar. Race number 3. It's now time for race number 3 as Unicosmos taking on Zen Aku. It's FMA versus BS for our race number 3. And for this matchup, it's going to be Unicosmos starting at lane 1, the FMA chassis, against Zen Aku's lane 2 as its respective starting lane. Once again, Unicosmos starting at lane 1, Zen Aku starting at lane 2 for our race number 3. Sweet on. Ready, set, ready. Good. Good. Nothing changer. Just like the dolphin bag is working, unfortunately it's not over. At the final lap we go for Unicosmos. Unicosmos victorious over Zen Aku. Alright. Loser. So si Zen Aku ang harap kay Archer Myrtle in race number 6. Senako lost to Unicosmos. Imbang. Magaling na lasonero talaga si Unicosmos Ike, sanike. Just like that. In Indonesia, you say, ayo Sonic. Like that. I love the lugaw taste. I love the taste of lugaw. Here in the Philippines, it's one of the best delicacies ever. Yeah. When you visit the Republic of the Philippines, lugaw is one of the best. I tell you what, lugaw is one of the best. One of the most epic delicacies that every Filipino always loves, right? Especially when it has a hard-boiled, at least a hard-boiled egg and some shredded chicken fillet, chicken meat. I love that. With garlic and with the onion chives, or you put calamansi, the calamansi or lemon. You can also put lemon and ground pepper. All right, race number 4 right away. It's going to be Zeta taking on Avatari, the semifinals right here for our race number 4. And in this matchup, it's going to be Zeta starting at lane 2 and Avatari starting at lane 1. Again, it's Avatari starting at lane 1, Zeta starting at lane 2 for our race number 4. Switch on. Ready, set, bye. On smoke. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Oh. Good. Good. Penultimate lap. Final lap. Holy smoke. Avatari settling the score against Zeta right there. As Avatari emerges victorious over Zeta, enacting exact vengeance upon suffering its loss in the semifinals previously. Alright. So Avatari won it. Zeta will await the loser or the first two course out for our race number 5. Alright. Winner. Avatari won versus Zeta. Good thing no hit. Good thing there was no hit occurred. Alright. I'll just try to speak English as much as I can. If I can handle straight English, then I'll speak a little bit of Filipino. You know. Alright. Race number 5, right away. It's going to be Papa Roach facing T-Mac Avatari. It's another battle of AR chassis cars once again. And for this one, actually, yung Papa Roach, different chassis yan. It can be MS, it can be MA, it can be AR, it can be Super 2, it can be VS. I don't know at for BZ chassis if it's good. Not yet. I haven't tried that just yet. So I guess it's okay, except front motors on FMA. So for FM, FMA, incompatible. Yung slash sweeper is incompatible to those chassis. Alright, for our race number 5, Papa Roach versus Team Avatari. The starting lanes of their respective starting lanes will be Papa Roach at lane 1, Team Avatari at lane 2. Again, it's Papa Roach starting at lane 1. T-Mac Avatari starting at lane 2 for our race number 5. Switch on. Ready, set, right. Oy, napasuka. Nandaduda nito, Master. Good. That's still good. Last 2. Final lap. Papa Roach, winner over T-Mac Avatari. Alright. First to lose. So it's T-Mac Avatari playing in race number 8. Okay. Scoreline. Saka lang ha. Ano ba yun? T-Mac Avatari at saka si Papa Roach. Dito yun. Red. Umiimbang lang. Buti na lang hindi talsik. Nabasuka lang. Papa Roach so far looking good. So far so good for Papa Roach, winning the first 2 of its assignment. Winning its first 2 assignments, that is. Alright, race number 6. It's now time for race number 6 as Archela Myrtle takes on Zenaku. It's Crescent Wave versus the Blast Arrow. The blasting arrow of Archela Myrtle taking on the Crescent Wave of Zenaku, wherein Archela Myrtle will start at lane 2. Zenaku starting at lane 1. Again, it's Zenaku starting at lane 1 and Archela Myrtle starting at lane 2 for our race number 6. Switch on. Ready, hit, bye. Hit! That's good. That's okay. That's good. Hit na yun. There was foul. Foul. May foul lang nangyari doon eh. Kasi ang nangyari, what happened, what transpired on that race, it's because Archela Myrtle was starting at lane 2. At unfortunately, at the lane change, it jumped towards Zenaku. So therefore, it was a hit. And it's going to be Zenaku clinching that victory over Archela Myrtle. So crescent wave dominating the blast arrow. Dominating the blasting arrow, that is. Alright. So it's going to be Senako with the hit victory. Archer lost to Zenaku, and it's a hit. Inverted triangle. That's a reverse triangle. That's our symbol for a hit. A reverse triangle. Alright. Race number 7. Alright. It's now time for our race number 7. It's going to be Unicosmos, the Cosmosonic, taking on the Aero Avante Avatari. So yung dalawa panlaban ay two of my road warriors. Let's just call them road warriors when it comes to Tamiya Mini Forward Drive actual competitions. Both Unicosmos alongside Avatari and T-Mac Avatari, as I call them. Actually, that they are just code names. I want to reiterate that they are just code names being used by yours truly when it comes to Tamiya Mini Forward Drive racing. So nothing personal. It's just nothing personal. I'm just basing on the color or whatever rhymes. Whatever name is rhyming with the model, you know. Alright, for our race number 7, it's Unicosmos starting at lane 1 and the Avatar is starting at lane 2. Again, it's Unicosmos which will be starting at lane 1 and Avatar will be starting at lane 2 for their duo in our race number 7. Switch on. Ready, set, fight. Maganda to. Takbuang Latin. Yun lang. Nalatin. Good. At taray nga, Bartek. Final lane changer. Ayun lang, droge. Nasabihan ng I just said taray nga, Bartek, running drunk. Running drunk. But unfortunately, to no avail, it was a draw. So the race will be ended in a draw, and with Unicosmos coursing out first. So therefore, it's going to be Unicosmos facing Archera Myrtle in our race number 10 later. Alright. So both Unicosmos and Avatari garnered a draw. A split. So it's a split. UC AV. Draw. There you go. Alright. Race number 8. Going to race number 8. I'll just finish my bowl of lugaw. Absolutely delicious. Say hello to Itim Itim. The black, my black cat roaming around the tracks. Alright. Alright, race number 8 right away. Zeta facing T-Mac Avatari for our race number 8. Alright. And for this matchup, it's going to be Zeta starting at lane 2 and T-Mac Avatari will be starting at lane 1. Again, it's going to be Zeta starting at lane 2 and T-Mac Avatari starting at lane 1 for our race number 8. Switch on. Ready, set, right. Oh my goodness. What speed! Holy smoke! Up! Final lap, let's see. Oh my goodness. Wow! Wow! That was amazing display of speed and stability for both Atimac Avatari and Zeta racing against each other. Have you seen that? Did you see that coming? Did you see that coming? You know, holy smoke! Wow! But in the end, it's going to be T-Mac Avatari settling the score against Zeta. Finally, T-Mac Avatari garnering its first win in the uh, garnering another victory in our DTL SMC Season 2. Holy smoke! What a race that was! What a race number 8 that was indeed, mga kadipat, mga katamiya at mga ka-DTL natin. Yan. For those who are watching from all the way from Baguio City, yan, naimbag nga malam. Naimbag nga malam from Pangasinan, Masantos siya ngarem. Yan. Maayong hapon sa mga bisaya natin dyan at mga taga Mindanao. Yan. Alright. So, T-Mac Avatari enacting exact vengeance over Zeta right there. Holy smoke, grabe. Ang ganda sanang laban niya. Kung hindi lang umembang si Zeta, baka nahabol pa niya. Nahabol pa sana si T-Mac Avatari. Grabe yun. Ibang klase. Second loss for Zeta. Alright. Before we proceed to race number 9, we would like to have just a little sip of Mountain Dew. Or no, not really Mountain Dew, but juicy lemon. I'll just sip a little. That's good. All right, race number 9. Let's proceed right away with our race number 9. We're in. Okay. Race number 9 will now feature Papa Roach taking on Zen Aku. For our race number 9, it's going to be Papa Roach starting at lane 1. And it's going to be Zen Aku starting at lane 2. Once again, it's Papa Roach starting at lane 1. And Zen Aku starting at lane 2 for our race number 9. Switch on. Ready, set, fight. Oh. Draw. Draw game. Draw. Pabayaan na natin na ano. We just let it get dirty. So, which was the first to course out? Senapu. Okay. Next. Uy, malapit na pala yung kambal na Aero Abante. Maglaban sa race 11. Maganda to. That should be fun. That should be fun to watch. When T-Mac Avatari takes on Avatari later on after this race number 10. Alright. Paparot Senako draw. 5 points for Paparot and Zenako. Paparot gradually taking momentum. Gaining momentum rather. Alright. So it's a split for Zenaku so far. Race number 10. Alright. Race number 10 right away as we get halfway through the elimination round. It's going to be Unicosmos, the Sonic, taking on the Blast Arrow Archer Myrtle for our race number 10. And in this matchup, it's going to be Unicosmos starting at lane 2. Archer Myrtle this time starting at lane 1. It's identical with their respective color designs. It's going to be Archer Myrtle starting at lane 1. And Unicosmos starting at lane 2 for our race number 10. Switch on. Ready, set, fight. Oy, patay. Ay, hindi na lang, hindi ang kasalubong. Good. Penultimate lap. Final lane changer. On to the final lap we go. Winner. Takbuhang Sabi. Takbuhang Majimbo. Yoni Cosmos, winner! Ike Sanike! Takbuhang Chubby! Takbuhang Majimbo! Nereg! Ano ba yon? Race 10, even. O, ayan na. Dito. Big sabihin yung winner. Winner ang lalabanan ni Papa Roach. Red kay Archera. Tapos green kay Unicosmos. If it's a loss, that's red. If it's a win, it's green. If it's a draw, it's blue. For 3-lane tracks, it's going to be blue, red, green. Pero pag 2-lane, blue and red, pwede na. Pwede yung blue, tsaka red lang. O kaya black, white, pwede rin. Alright. Usually blue, red. Ganyan. Pero pag 3-lane, blue, red, green. Pag 5-lane, blue, red, green, yellow, white. Ganyan. Bibigyan ka ng color code. O, di yun ang starting lane mo. Ganon. Alright. It's a 10. It's a 10 already. That's 20, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20. Okay. Race number 11. The much-awaited matchup between the Twin Aero Avantes Avatari and T-Mac Avatari, respectively, going at it for our race number 11. And this possible epic matchup between Avatari and T-Mac Avatari, the original Aero Avante taking on the limited edition Aero Avante. It's going to be Avatari starting at lane 1, T-Mac Avatari starting at lane 2. Once again, it's Avatari starting at lane 1 and T-Mac Avatari starting at lane 2 for our race. Number 11, it's the duel of Twin Aero Avantes. Switch on. Ready, set, bye. Patay! Sabit! Ano ito? Sakto lang pala yun. Last two, penultimate lap. Final lap. Draw. Sayang. Nakakuk-balance lang. Ang ganda na sana. Ang ganda na sana. Nag-gain momentum bigla si ano eh. Avatari. Malas. 11. Ay, tapos na siya doon. Avatari na. Lalaban kay Archera. Race Porter 3 match na yan mamaya. Zenaco versus Zeta coming up in a few moments. Alright. So nasilip nyo na yung race number 12 natin, Zeta versus Zenaco. Battle of the Z's. The Z's. Initial kasi nila Z. Alright. Draw game between Avatari and T-Mac Avatari. Ayun. Alright, race number 12. It's now time for race number 12 as Zeta takes on Zenaco. Mamawan na to. Itong race number 11, ang race number 12 po natin, mga kalipat, mga ka-BTL, mga ka-Tamiya natin dyan. Alright, shout out to our United TNR, also to TNR Kabuki, to all of our cross-stock, backstock, and X-stock friends out there, and also to Speedtech, yung mga nasa Tagamanalda, kina Sir Beats, kay Boss Arms, kay Kuya Mike Dakanay, kay ano rin, kay Boss Raymond, Boss Jim, kay Eric Machela, kay ano rin, kina Marshall Luis, at kay ano rin, Dens Roasa, yan, to Tito Sabi, yan, shout out sa inyo. Alright, for our race number 12, it's going to be Zeta starting at lane 2. And Zenaco will be starting at lane 1. Again, it's Zenaco starting at lane 1, Zeta at lane 2, for race number 12. Switch on. Set, bye. Hit! Draw game. Pareho ng wrong lane. Draw. Pareho ng wrong lane eh. Parehong natulong eh. Nasigawan ng tulumi.
Natulumi! Uy! Sabay, diwan ko siya! Turot!
Natulumi parehas, bro, game. Buti na lang nga, di nagkasalubong eh. Mabuti na lang, ganun lang. Zeta Zenaco ended in a draw. First point for Zeta. For our defending champion on the pressure. Under pressure ngayon ng ating yung defending champion. Ang huling umembang ay si ang huling umembang si Zenaco. So therefore si Zenaco haharap kay Timak Avatari. So magantay uli si Zeta. Race 13. 13th matchup for our Manic Monday edition today. Our race number 13 will now feature Unicosmos taking on Papa Roach. And for this matchup, shoutout din pala kay J. Darrell din. Kay J. Darrell, shoutout din. Alright, also to the Roots Racing. Sayang nga lang, di ako makakasama sa Paniki. Unfortunately nga lang, this coming Saturday is going to be tough competition out there. It's going to be mas mahal nga lang kasi. Kailangan 1,500, wala naman ganung halaga, so attention na lang. Pass. Auto pass, masyadong malaki. Alright, for our race number 13, it's going to be Unicosmos starting at lane 1, Papa Roach lane 2. Again, Unicosmos starting at lane 1 and Papa Roach starting at lane 2 for race number 13. Switch on!
Ready, sit, bye!
Ayan, magandang laban. Takbuang lasing! At paray na baruter! Oy, naman! Ang ganda laban! Last two. Penultimate lap for Unicosmos. On to the final lap. Let's see. Yun lang. Kayembang pa. Malas. Yun lang, naside. Namali na Namali ng balance, biglang nag-twist na gano'n eh. Nung pagtalon niya sa composition, biglang di ba ganito siya. Nung pagtalon, unfortunately, it went like this. So that caused the Unicosmos to course out first. And after 6 laps, it's going to be Papa Roach emerging victorious over Unicosmos. Alright? Ibang klaseng laban yun. Ang gandang laban sana yan eh. Akala natin panalo na eh, talo pa. Doon pa nadali sa tulo eh. Darag. Ayan nyo ah. Unang commerce out. Ayan, dito na yan. Tama. Yan, next. So, ang mga remaining assignments for Papa Roach, remaining races for Papa Roach, it's going to be Zeta and Archela Myrtle standing in its way. So, Unicosmos suffered a loss against at the expense of Papa Roach. Papa Roach winning over Unicosmos by a Corsa. Alright. Avatari Archera. Yun na. Okay, race number 14. It's going to be Archera Myrtle versus Aero Abante Avatari. So it's a matchup between Blast Arrow and Aero Abante. For our race number 14, wherein Archera Myrtle will be starting at lane 2, Avatari at lane 1. Again, it's Avatari starting at lane 1, Archera Myrtle starting at lane 2 for our race number 14. Reach on.
Ready, set, bye!
Okay, Slade. Good. No hit. Penultimate lap. That was nice. Final lap. Nice run. Yan ang maganda sa AR eh. Madaling magpatay. AR, VZ, BS, madaling magpatay. Super X, Super Double X, Super 1. Madaling magpatay. Pagkuha, patay agad. Idadaya lang ng daliri. Pang. Just a point of, as a point from your right or left finger. Whichever hand your, whichever is your, strong side. Alright. Avatari, the era Avante victorious over Archera Myrtle. Alright. So that's race 14. Already done. So dito na si Archera Myrtle laban kay Papa Roach. On standby, it's going to be Zenako versus Team Avatari for our race number 15. Alright. 1. Avatari 1 against Archera. Good. Avatari is having a good run so far. Archera Myrtle suffering its third loss. Alright. Race number 15. Right away, it's going to be Team Avatari taking on Zenaku. For our race number 9, 15 pala, I should say. In our race number 15, it's going to be Avatari, or Team Avatari rather, starting at lane 1, and Zenaku will be starting at lane 2. Once again, it's Zenaku starting at lane 2, and Team Avatari starting at lane 1 for our race number 15. Switch on. Ready, set, fight. Good. Good. Ay, broken! Aray ito, napasok na sa nose dive. Sumobra yung nose dive, makas. Draw again. Draw, ano ba yan? 15. Loser. Loser. I don't know kung ano yung mga last assignment season na ako. Let's see here. Let's see at the crosshatch. I'll just take a look at my crosshatch here. Draw game. Team of Avatari and Zenako ended in a draw. Its final assignment, it's going to be Avatari. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Avatari is the last assignment or the last race for elimination round today for Zenako, while Team of Avatari's last assignment will be against Uni Cosmos. Alright. Championship race rematch right away in our race number 16 as Zeta will take on Uni Cosmos. Alright, for our race number 16, it's going to be Zeta starting at lane 2, Uni Cosmos at lane 1. Again, it's an alternate starting lane. It's simply because it's a stock motor conference, second season of DPAC's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference for this year 2025 up to December. Then on January, February, we'll take a rest, and then on March, we'll proceed right away with our season 3 of the stock motor conference. Eh, yung pro stock kasi nawawala sa uso kaya hindi ko maituloy yung aking season 5 ng DTL 5th regular season. Alright. Again, in our race number 16, Unicosmos will be starting at lane 1. Zeta will be starting at lane 2 for our championship race rematch from the previous race day in our race number 16. Switch on.
Ready, set, fight.
Fast 5. Nabawian. 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 Tingnan natin kung matutuloy yung bawi. Penultimate lap. Looks good. At the final lap we go. Alright. Unicosmos settling the score against Zeta. Doing exact vengeance. Giving exact vengeance to Zeta upon winning it in this race number 16. Alright, Unicosmos winner. Dito na talaga. Tama yan. Tama yan. Oh, tama yung match. On standby, Papa Roach versus Archer American for our race number 17. Down to our last 5 races. Yan, yung patay sindi na viewer. Thank you so much. Welcome once again to DPAT's Tamiya Stock Motor Conference Season 2 live on DPAT TV. Alright. Naglaban. Zeta Unicosmos. Talo si Zeta. Tatlong talo na yan. Nako, mukhang matatanggal maaga si Zeta ngayon ha. Minamalas. Napalakas yung baterya. Down to our last 5 races in our single round robin for today's Manic Monday edition. And we'll proceed right away with our race number 17. As Archer Myrtle takes on Papa Roach. Archer Myrtle versus Papa Roach for our race number 17. And for this match, it's going to be Archer Myrtle starting at lane 1. Papa Roach at lane 2. Is it correct? Yes, yes indeed, it's correct. Once again, Archer Myrtle starting at lane 1, Papa Roach starting at lane 2, identical with the color designs, that is. Alright, race number 17. Switch on. Ready, set, bye. Boom! Oh, that's good! Drogging. Supposed to be that was good. That was supposed to be good, but unfortunately another change late. Chelamerto causing that course out, therefore it's a draw. But Papa Roach with its last assignment against Zeta. Okay, against Zeta. Then Archer Myrtle will wait for Zeta as well, actually. Alright. Pwede rin, pwede rin mag-skip na lang dun sa Pwede rin i-skip na lang. Tapos sa napaparosa, para maiwasan na mag-back to back, pwede na mag-skip na lang yung isa. Alright. Draw. Draw dahil parehong embang. Papa Roach, draw. Next, race 18. Last 4. Race number 18 will now feature Avatari taking on Zenaku. And for our race number 18, it's going to be Avatari starting at lane 2, Zenaku starting at lane 1. Again, it's Zenaku starting at lane 1, Avatari at lane 2 as their respective starting lanes for this race. Number 18. Switch on! Ready, set, bye! Good. Good. Ay! Go. No hit. Draw. Buti na lang nakuha ko. Ang ganda na sana eh. Bigla lang natalbog. Aray. Draw again. Draw. Buti na lang nakuha ko kagad. Good thing I was able to catch it up. That was close. That was close. Close to a hit out right there. Draw. So that will conclude Avatari's elimination phase, elimination round with ending it with a draw. Actually, draw against Zenaku. Zenaku also done for today's round robin. All right, next. Let's close it out. Let's close it out with its penultimate with Zeta taking on Papa Roach in our race number 19, and then Unicosmos versus Team Avatari, and then Archer Myrtle versus Zeta to wrap up the single round robin for today's Manic Monday edition of Season 2 of Stock Motor Conference here on DTL. Alright, race number 19 na po tayo mga kadipat. It's now time for Zeta and Papa Roach to race against each other. And for this matchup, it's going to be Zeta starting at lane 1, Papa Roach at lane 2. Again, Zeta starting at lane 1, Papa Roach starting at lane 2 for our race number 19. Switch on.
Ready, set, bike.
Good. Alright. Last two. Final lane changer. Alright, final lap. Looks like smooth. Looks smooth to me.
Finish.
Closing out the round robin in style was Papa Roach. And Papa Roach ending its campaign in the single round robin with a win over Zeta. So Zeta on the verge of being eliminated early. Nangangani pa mawalan ng corona itong si Zeta dahil nagkataon malakas yung baterya na ilagay ko. Malas. Ayun, imbang tuloy yung resulta. Aray ko. Aray ko po. That was nasty. That was nasty. Pero ang ganda yung Zeta versus T-Mac Avatari kanina eh. Probably one of the best races that we have seen. That we have seen for today's edition so far. It's going to be Zip Papa Roach winner. That's a red line. Okay. Papa Roach win. Okay. Penultimate race of the elimination round. Okay. Penultimate race of our elimination round. It's going to be Unicosmos taking on T-Mac Avatari. The Battle of Whites. The Battle of White Cows. White body shells. Going at it. A couple of body shells or cows, white cows going at it for our penultimate race of the single round robin. And for this matchup, it's going to be Unicosmos starting at lane 2, T-Mac Avatari starting at lane 1. Again, it's T-Mac Avatari starting at lane 1, same as its color design, and Unicosmos, same with its color design, starting at lane 2, the red lane. Alright, the penultimate race of the single round robin, this Manic Monday edition of DTL Season 2 Stock Motor Conference. Switch on. Ready, set, bike. Oh, patay. Gulong. Biglang nagka-momentum eh. Biglang nag-momentum eh. Penultimate lap. Final lane changer. That was a good nose dive right there. At the final lap we go for Unicosmos. That was good. Likewise, like Papa Roach closing out the single round robin in style was Unicosmos garnering its final victory in the single round robin today. Yan. Again, at the expense of T-Mac Avatari, its fellow teammate in the backstop road races. So Unicosmos won over T-Mac Avatari. Alright, wrapping up the elimination round is our race number 21. Zeta taking on Archera Myrtle. Mamawan na tong ating 21st and final race of our single round robin today. And for this race number 21, dahil parehong dipihit, I'll just sit down here. Because here's the starting lane, as you can see here. Just sit down because both cars having rotating switches. Alright, so for our race number 21, it's going to be Zeta starting at lane 1. And it's going to be Archera Myrtle starting at lane 2. Again, it's Archera Myrtle starting at lane 2. Zeta starting at lane 1 for our 21st and final race of our single round robin this Manic Monday edition. Switch on! Ready, set, bye! Dragon! Dragon na! Sabay Sabay pa nga. Sabay pa talaga eh. They course out simultaneously. That was a simultaneous CO. A simultaneous, yeah, a synchronized, what you call this, synchronized course out. That's what you call synchronized course out. Eh, tumalon na sabay eh. Imbang agad. Wala pang isang lap eh. Imbang agad. Boink! Durug. Durug game. Draw game. Na-draw po tayo to what a way to end that single round robin for today's edition of DTL SMC on a manic Monday after almost evening already. I think it's 6 already. Yeah, it's time check. Philippine Standard Time right now is 6:06 in the evening. So at the end of our ranking phase or the elimination round for today's edition of DTL SMC Season 2. So we'll just finalize, tabulate and finalize the rankings before going to our knockout stages. So when we return, magbabalik pa po ang ating, when we return, we'll now proceed, we'll proceed right away later with our semifinals, race for third, and championship races. Once again, you're still watching DTL SMC Season 2 live on DPAT TV. Alright mga ka-DPAT, once again, you're still watching DPAT's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2 with yours truly, DPAT Aguilar with the call for the all Tamiya Mini 4-wheel racing action coming at right here on DTL SMC. Before we proceed with our knockout stages, we now have the scorecards right here. I'll just dictate it. Didictate ko na lang po rito kasi mahirap ipakita dyan, i-display dyan sa screen. Alright. So at the end of our ranking phase or elimination round for today's Manic Monday edition here on DTL SMC Season 2, we'll now have the scorecards. Zeta unfortunately dead last. Zeta will be unfortunately dead last at the end of our single round robin with 4 losses and 2 draws, scoring a total of only 2 points. Eliminated ng maaga itong si Zeta dahil siyang pinakapulela at dead last. So, rank number 7 siya sa game 3 natin on Wednesday. So we will now have a new champion for today's edition of DTL SMC Season 2. Yeah. On the other end, Unicosmos garnered 4 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss, making it a total of 9 points. Archer Myrtle splitting with 3 losses and 3 draws. Split yung lahat ng races nyo sa ranking pace. Tigatlong talo at tabla. So a total of 3 points also eliminated. Vatari scoring 2 wins, 3 draws and 1 loss, making it a total of 7 points. Papa Roach with 4 wins and 2 draws without any red mark. Yun lang yung bukod tanging auto na may na walang red mark o walang pulang marka o no loss. So 4 wins, 2 draws, a total of 10. Garnering the top seed going to the semifinals round later on. And Team Mac Avatari garnered only 5 points with 1 win, 2 losses, and 3 draws with a total of 5 points. And Zennaku having 1 win, 4 draws, 1 loss. 1 win, 1 loss, 4 draws ang nangyari. So that's a total of 6 points. So the final 4, the semifinalists. Alright, our cars which will enter the semifinals round or the knockout stages are as follows. It's going to be Papa Roach, the only car scored in double figures with 10, and garnering the top seed going to our semifinals round. So it's going to be Papa Roach, then Unicosmos in second with 9, and then Avatari in third with 3 with 7 points, and final semis slot will go to Zen Aku. So it's going to be first time for Zen Aku to enter the semifinals. Also, Papa Roach and Zen Aku entering the semifinals round, but unfortunately, they will be the first to match up. Actually, sila yung una maglalaban sa ating semifinals round natin for DTL SNC. So it's going to be Papa Roach versus Zen Aku, 1 versus 4 matchup, followed by Unicosmos versus Avatari in our semifinals number 2. Alright, so I'll just display. So, pasok itong sina Unicosmos, Avatari, Papa Roach, at si Zennaku. So, it's going to be Papa Roach versus Zennaku in our first semifinal duel, followed by Avatari versus Unicosmos in our semis number 6. Unicosmos, second seeded car, Avatari the third seeded car. So yung dalawang backstop entries ko, sila rin yung magkalaban sa semifinal. Tapos yung dalawang pambahay semi-steel. So it's going to be team home versus team road mangyayari. Isang team home, isang team road magkalaban sa race for third at championship race natin for our knockout stage here on DTL SMC Season 2. Alright. So wala na paligoy-ligoy. Let's proceed right away. Oops. Alright. There you go. Alright. So without further ado, let's proceed right away with our semifinals round. Our first semifinals matchup will feature the top-seeded Papa Roach going up against Zennaku. And for our semifinals number 1, it's going to be Papa Roach starting at lane 1. 2 rather. 2-1-2-1. Tama. 2-1-2-1. Carry over kasi yun from lane 1. Pagdating na semis 1, lane 2 yan. Carry over kasi to. Alright. For our race number 1 in the semi-final round, Papa Roach versus Zennaku is the matchup. It's going to be Papa Roach starting at lane 2. Yes, Papa Roach being the higher seated car, the top seat starting at lane 2, Zenaco at lane 1. Again, Zenaco starting at lane 1, Papa Roach, yes, Zenaco starting at lane 1, Papa Roach starting at lane 2. Alright. So, magdudumi na ako ng gulong kasi parehong sleek tires ang gamit. Ganun na yung ano yun yung naisip ko strategy kasi doon pag nanon kasi, pag mga box stock races kasi, yung matalbog ang sleek tires. So I decided to add dirt, adding more, a little more dirt on the tires, on the sleek tires. So that madali siyang para hindi siya makakapit masyado, para hindi siya tumalbog kagad. So, hindi siya basta-basta tatalbog. No? Alright. Alright. Then I'll just shake up a little. Alright mga kadipat, once again, this is Don Patrick D. Paregular at the call, at the helm of this amazing and exciting Tamiya Mini Forward Drive Racing Action live streaming on DPAT TV, Don Patrick Aguilar on YouTube. Yan, so live tayo sa YouTube, dito na nga po tayo nagla-live dahil bawal na nga po sa mag-live sa Facebook ng naka-horizontal orientation. Horizontal orientation means landscape. It's landscape form. While vertical orientation means portrait. Portrait position. So unfortunately sa Facebook kasi pwede lang ang portrait. Portrait position na lang ang pwede. Ayaw na niya ng landscape format. It doesn't allow, Facebook doesn't allow landscape format when you go live, and unfortunately if you don't have if you have less than 100 followers or likes, you can't go live. You don't have the right to go live. On YouTube naman, on the other end, on YouTube you must have at least 350 subscribers to go live at the minimum, at the least. The best that you can do, having a minimum of 350 subscribers to go on a live stream. Alright, so without further ado, it's now time to proceed with our knockout stages, beginning with this semi-finals. Number 1, switch on.
Ready, set, buy.
Good. That's very good. Ayun lang. Penultimate lap. Final lane changer. Final lap. Alright. No re-race needed. And it's going to be Papa Roach entering the championship race of DTL SMC Season 2 first time. Alright. So first finals stint for first championship race appearance for Papa Roach for our second season of DPAT's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference. Naka-backstock lahat to actually. Kung ano yung nakikita yung images dun sa sa car kit, o yun na yun. Pero, ang kagandaan lang nun, pwede ka mag-iba ng kulay. Ngayon, kung large diameter ang naka-include sa kit, ang rule natin dito, kapag ang naka-include sa kit ay large diameter, you can change it to medium. Kahit medium na lang ipalit. Walang problema. Medium lang hindi small diameter medium. Kasi ang pinakamadaling hanapin na ngayon, medium. Mahirap na maghanap ng small diameter ngayon nowadays. Mahirap na po siyang hanapin. So, napaka-rare. Maliban na lang, unless you go to Tamiya Underground located at Wilton City Center, on its second floor of Wilton City Center in Quezon City. Yep, in Quezon City, Metro Manila. Right? So, ano yan. Unless mapunta ka doon yun, pwede kang magkatay. As in yung kukunin mo lang yung part kung saan yung sira ng car mo, yun, pwedeng yun lang bilhin mo, menos gastos. So, you can, for economic reasons. So, let's just say for economic reasons, you can go right there. You can go at Tamiya Underground to purchase some broken parts, at least. Broken parts, or you may redo the whole thing if you want. So it's up to you. Okay, so I'm just suggesting one place right there. Shout out also to Mr. Johnny Biado and the rest of Tamiya Underground. Of course, to Pinas Mini 4-Wheel Drive on YouTube and on Facebook and on TikTok as well. Shout out din sa inyo. Pinas Mini 4-Wheel Drive, yeah. See you soon. See you at the racetrack soon, but I'm not gonna join. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna compete. Ano lang, pasyal lang. Pasyal lang gagawin ko sa Metro Manila or outside Pangasinan, unfortunately. Alright, let's proceed right away with our semifinals number 2 since we still have a lot of time, but we'll proceed right away so that we can finish early. Semifinals number 2 will be Unicosmos, the second seeded car, going up against its fellow Buckstock Road Warrior in Avatari. So it's going to be Cosmosonic versus Aero Avante in our semifinals number 2. Both of those cars are my car entries when it comes to backstop racing outside DTL. So for our DTL on tour or DPAT's Tamiya League on tour, meaning we'll go outside the league. So sometimes somewhere in Pangasinan or outside of it. Let's say Tarlac or Nueva Ecija. Yan yung mga pang sa ano panlaban to itong maglaban sa ating semifinals number 2 wherein Unicosmos will be starting at lane 1 and Avatari will be starting at lane 2. Once again, it's Unicosmos starting at lane 1, Avatari at lane 2. Yeah, so I'll just put some dirt on the maps, on the tires rather, because they are both using slick tires. So unfortunately, we can't replace any part. We can't replace for backstop racing. We are not allowed to replace any part unless it's identical with the material the kit is using. Yeah, the kit is using. So if it's slick, that's just slick. If it's slick tires, then slick tires. That's it. But for limited editions, unfortunately, pag may nawala doon, that's it. DQ, auto DQ. Kaya mas maganda yung mga regular series kits. Regular series premium kits, they are easier to purchase simply because if ever there will be missing part or broken part na slick, pwede namang palitan ng identical the exact identical part which are being found on some other kits. Yeah. Alright. Wala na to, naka-stereo na to. Alright mga kadipat, it's now time to brace ourselves for our semifinals number 2. Switch on! Ready, set, bye! Ay! Bakit? Ano ba yun? Sinulat. Malas. Nadali pa. Sinulang sa talon eh. Penultimate lap. Final lap. Good. Tiket. Boom. So it's going to be Papa Roach versus Unicosmos for the championship for today's Manic Monday edition here on DCL SMC Season 2. Alright. So, well, now, ano na yan? Championship will now have a new champion. Returning finalist si Unicosmos. On the other end, you see Papa Roach first time. So, siya ngayon yung bagong hahamon kay Unicosmos this time around. So, let's see if second time is the lucky charm for Unicosmos. As Unicosmos takes on Papa Roach later on in our championship race right after this race sponsored right away between Avatari and Zenaku. So it's a traditional 3 versus 4 matchup for our race. On the other end, traditional top 2 matchup sa championship race later on. And for this race sponsored, it's going to be Zenaku starting at lane 1. Lane 1 for Zenaku, lane 2 for Avatari, being the respective starting lanes. Again, it's Zenaku starting at lane 1, Avatari at lane 2. Magkukuha na ako ng mga dumi. Kasi sleep tires yung gamit. Kasi yun yung natagpuan ko strategy, actually. I actually found that strategy during the leg races of TNR Cup. When I competed in the TNR Cup leg races, yan, again, shout out to TNR Cup squad led by Artemio Soroca Paragas, Lindon Ferreras, RJ Bardonado Peronce, Jervis Clauses, Kirby De Luna, and the rest of the gang. Yan. Shout out also to Chitaro, of course, John Ross Harabara, kay Justin, kay Noel, kay Pops. Shout out sa inyo. Hope to see you again. Of course, we'll see each other again on August. Unfortunately, on August na. So, malamang ngayon, baka last race ko na yung ano muna, yung July 5. O after nyan, baka August 16 na ako makasali ulit. At least nakalaro ako ng once a month ngayong July. Nakalaro ko this July, yun nga lang. And luckily garnered 3 wins. Alright, it's without further ado mga kadipat, mga ka-DTL at mga katamiya po natin, it's now time to proceed right away with our race for third this Manic Monday edition of July 7, 2025 here on DTL SMC Season 2. First to 6 laps, switch on. Ready, set, bye. Okay. Nangyari. Nangyari. Sunod. Ano kaya yun? Penultimate lap. That was just smooth. On to the final lap. Okay, oh. Winner. At last, Avatari scoring its first point in the history of the Tamiya League. And it's going to be Avatari emerging victorious over Senaku to clinch its first aggregate point this July 2025. And the first in DCL history for Avatari, a podium finish. First podium finish for Avatari, the Aero Avante, the classic Aero Avante, that is 18701. Yun po yung item number ng Aero Avante, yung classic Aero Avante. The first ever AR chassis Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive model in the history of Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive since 2012. Since its first release in the year 2012. I don't know exactly the year. I just can't remember exactly what year. What specifically at what exact date that is. O yung exact date nun. Obviously, it's definitely 2012. But the exact date, can't remember. Alright. The much-awaited championship race for today's Manic Monday edition here on DCL SMC Season 2 will now happen right away as Papa Roach will take on Unicosmos for the vacant championship for today's edition of DTL SMC. So we can actually finish this early. So that makapag-ano ko ng mas maaga. Alright? Kasi marami na pong ginagawa at marami ng responsibilidad po kasi ang inyo pong libag. I have a lot of duties, obligations, and responsibilities at home. Simply because I'm the only one who can be a caregiver to my father, my so-called father. That's why I want to finish this early. So that I can manage, I can still manage time for economic reasons. That is alright for our championship race this Manic Monday evening. Actually, it's evening already, and it's past 6 p.m. already in the Philippines. And for this championship race, it's going to be Unicosmo starting at lane 1, lane 2 rather. And Papa Roach will be starting at lane 1 because Papa Roach is the higher seeded among the two of them. Again, Papa Roach starting at lane 1, Unicosmo starting at lane 2. Alright? Alright mga kadipat, mga ka-DTL at mga katamiya, it's now time to brace ourselves for our championship race of DTL SMC Season 2 this Manic Monday evening of July 7, 2025. First to make 6 laps. Switch on! Ready, set, bye! Oh!
Sayang. Re-race. Re-race, last man. Last man na yan.
So, both cars scores out. Therefore, it's a re-race, but only one re-race. We only have one restart to spare. In our one and only restart of the championship race, it's going to be a last man standing concept applied. So, the last man standing concept will be applied to determine the winner of this championship race with this one and only re-race. We only have one, the new rule here. The new rule for this season here on DTL SMC, it's going to be only one restart or one re-race, only one re-race to spare, and on that one and only re-race, the last man standing concept being applied to determine the winner. All right. So I have to speak English as much as I can. Who knows? There may be some foreigners watching right now or some streamers watching right now. You know, that's why I speak English as much as I can, as fluent as possible. Alright, we start in our championship race, last man standing or still race to 6. Wait. Set, bye. That's it. That's it. Last one na pala. It's already done pala. Alright. The game is over already actually. I thought that, I said earlier, it's a last man standing affair. It's only one re-race and a last man standing concept being applied. So, Papa Roach was the first one to course out, so I don't need to finish the 6 lap requirement. So we don't need to finish the lap requirement of 6 laps. So there was one car coursed out first. Therefore, it's a loser. Yun na yung talo. Alright, so that will do it. This will do it. It's going to be Unicosmos emerging as the new grand champion after today's Manic Monday edition here on DPAT's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2 after beating, upon winning over Papa Roach. But still, Papa Roach with a good run. Papa Roach actually did a good run for today's Manic Monday edition. Lady Luck. The Lady Luck went out to those 3 podium finishers, that is. Alright. So I'll just display just a little. Alright. So I'll just put it right here, I guess. Let's see if I can put this one here. There you go. Alright. I guess we can move this here. I guess we can move this here. Alright, there you go. Okay. So there you go. So these are the podium finishes right here. Alright. So these are the podium finishes right here. Unicosmos as champion. And then Papa Roach as second placer. And Avatari as third placer. So yan nga po yun. No? Alright. So that's it. So yun yung mga ano natin. So that wraps up. Alright. So with that in mind, let's do a little recap of what transpired here for our Manic Monday edition. Alright. So ayan na natin. Bakit ganyan? Sabay ganon ni. Sabay ganon ano. Rotate device back. Yan. O di rotate na tayo. Okay. Nakalimutan ko, nakapat ka lang, naka-antipara. Okay, so mga kadipat, yun nga po, natapos na natin yung ating, race natin for today's edition of DTL SMC. And yun nga po, yung recapping what transpired today, this Manic Monday. It went out to be the top 4 finishers sa Papa Roach, Unicosmos, Avatari, and Zenaku, finishing as top 4 at the end of the single round robin. And then yun nga, naglaban sa semis, Papa Roach versus Zenaku, Unicosmos versus Avatari for the semifinals. Race for third went out to be Avatari versus Zenaku, and Avatari won over Zenaku, garnering its first point in DTL history. And in the championship race, Papa Roach versus Unicosmos was the matchup, and eventually Unicosmos won that as champion. So Unicosmos being the new champion for today's edition of DTL SMC. Alright, so that will do it. So this should do it for our live Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive racing action here on DPAT's Tamiya League Season 2 of Stock Motor Conference this July 7, 2025. So hopefully you enjoyed the live streaming on the DPAT TV YouTube channel. And for those who are still new in our channel, please like, follow, share, and subscribe to my social media platforms. It's DPAT Aguilar, DPAT's Tamiya League, and an evening with DPAT Aguilar on Facebook, at DPAT Tamiya League on TikTok, and DPAT TV Don Patrick Aguilar on YouTube. So once again, this has been Don Patrick DPAT Aguilar for now, signing up. Thanking you so much to all who watch and whoever will watch anytime on our streaming of Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive racing action every Monday and Wednesday, and also Saturday for a special time. Yan, for special schedule purposes. Yan. So once again, I remind everyone to stay safe and healthy, avoid negative vices, especially drugs and all other negativities around you, and protect yourselves from all those negativities at all times and at all costs as well. Once again, as always, to God be all the glory and honor. God bless all of us. God bless our beloved Maharlika Nation, and God bless the entire world and all of us Filipinos across the globe. And like I always remind each and every true Filipino across the globe, love the Philippines, mahalin po natin ang Pilipinas, at sama-sama po tayong bumangon muli at magkaisang sabihin, tayo ay Pilipino. Across the globe, we say we are true Filipinos, from deep within our hearts and deep down to our very soul. We are true Filipinos across the globe. Let's shout our victory. Shout for our victory. And be proud of ourselves being Filipinos. Standing proud, holding our heads up high, taas noo. And with all our hearts, taos puso at taas noo kahit kanino. Pero sa mga manlulupig, hindi pasisiil. Ano ang dilubyang dumaan? Lakad matatag. Alright. So once again, this has been another presentation of another Manic Monday edition, and another presentation of another exciting Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive racing action right here on the DPAT's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2. Once again, I'm leaving a pleasant Monday evening to all of you. Isang mapagpalang Lunes, malinis ng gabi sa inyong lahat. Once again, Don Patrick DPAT Aguilar here for DPAT TV YouTube channel, saying Shokran Tusenta.